Hey guys, so this is a little bit of a different kind of video. It's a little bit more serious. I didn't know what I wanted to call this video yet, and I don't know really what I want to talk about fully. I want to try to keep this as raw as possible, but whenever I talk I kind of go on to like little rants, so if it is edited, that's because I just kind of took it way too far. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about just a little bit about how life's too short. It's just so short, and I don't really understand why we worry about the things and why we act the way we do to other people and the way that we treat ourselves. So just for an example, why I even thought of this video was because last night, today's like Tuesday, May 14th. I don't know when this is gonna go up, but I knew if I didn't film it, I probably wasn't going to. But the app YOLO, or it's like some kind of anonymous thing. There was one that was called Saraha or something that came out in 2017 that everybody used to do on their Snapchat, and I thought that it was actually really fun, and it was a good way to, like, I don't know, just like let people know stuff. It was more fun. I feel like it wasn't as dramatic as like now, which could be different. It could just be me, but anyways, I put it on my story because I was like, why not? Like, everybody's doing this. And the amount of stuff that I got back, like, in like just what people were saying, I was honestly really surprised, which I always get like hate DMs and like people always say stuff, and like usually, you know what I mean, I just ignore it. I mean, at this point I should just like stop and not worry about it. But the stuff that people said really which were kind of just normal things that I feel like people would say to me, like no different than like DMs on Instagram and stuff, but I think kind of touched a little bit harder because I was like, why do people feel the need to say this? But life is just way too short to be mean to people. Like, for an example, like somebody said, seems to me like you're full of yourself and think you are a whole lot better than everyone else. And like, it kind of, I was like, okay, like obviously people are gonna think things. People think, I mean, like the stuff people said, like that I'm mean, I'm full of myself, that I'm orange, which, I mean, I'm really not orange. My foundation is just a tad too orange. And the filters that I use on my Instagram are a little bit orangey too, but like, I don't care. But anyways, like stuff that like, I mean, you just really wouldn't say to somebody's face, and if you did, like, why would you? Like, what do you gain from saying something mean? I will never understand. Like, I don't think that I've ever even said anything on this new anonymous thing, and whenever I did say them on like Saraha, it was always something nice. Like, I was never saying something mean. Not that I'm saying I've never said something mean before, because I'm not perfect. I said mean stuff and stuff that I regret saying, but all I want to say is that I don't understand why you would bring somebody down. Like, what does it bring to you by saying something rude about somebody else? The only thing you're doing is actually, if you're saying something mean, you're just putting yourself down, like lower than the person you were saying something mean to. So my point is, by somebody saying like, oh, it seems like you're full of yourself, maybe like they just said that because they thought it, but people that say mean stuff like you're ugly and stuff like, or whatever, like just things that are kind of unnecessary to say to somebody, usually they're saying it because they're either jealous of you. Like, there was this quote that I forget who said, and I don't know who said it, but it's called, or the quote is, hurt people hurt people. Meaning, like, people that are hurting tend to hurt people because they're hurting, and they want people to feel like they do, which is really sad because I can't even imagine doing that to somebody, which I'm not saying that I haven't in the past, but I'm just like, or that I haven't like brought somebody down in some way, because I know that I have, and I know that, I mean, I'm not anybody to sit here and be like, I've never done anything like this before, you know what I mean? Like, I know that I've done stuff, and I know that I've said stuff that I regret, but I would never want, like, now that I see this, and even just like with the whole Instagram thing, like with me with people saying stuff to me, I could just never see myself saying something anymore in a rude way. Not that, and most people don't comment things on my Instagram rude, but it's usually DMing, because like they wouldn't say it in front of people because like that's just not what you say. So why would it make it right to say something mean anonymously? I mean, you're still saying something rude. It doesn't make you better just because they can't tell who it is. And I just don't understand why people feel the need. Like, it's just not, I mean, it's not helping the other person. If anything, you're just ruining their day, which, I mean, I'm over that kind of stuff. Like, it doesn't really bother me to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so upset, and like, I don't know if I can do this. Not like that, but I know that there's people that are out there that are more sensitive to it. And you never know what somebody's going through. Like, what if somebody had lost their family member? Like, I'm lucky enough to have my parents, but I can't even imagine life without having a mom or a dad. And you just don't know what people are like after that. Like, the people's lives change. Like, they could have been the happiest person, but once you lose somebody, like, you don't know. And I've never really lost anybody but my grandma, so I don't know what it's like to not have somebody that I love besides her, but somebody so close to me, like a mom or dad or a sibling. But all I know is I can't even imagine like the way that you look at life after that. And like I said, life is just so short, so why would you put somebody down? Like, me starting my own business, at first everybody was so supportive of me, and I appreciated it so much, and I still do, and all the people that still do support me. But once they saw me growing and becoming more successful with it, people started to get really rude. And people started to get so mean about me, like, doing my own thing. Because, I mean, I don't see very many people as young as I do having, like, their own business or starting something like that. I know that everybody's going to be doing something amazing. I mean, even people that don't like me, like, I hope that they're doing well, and I hope that they are going to do amazing things. Everyone should have the opportunity to do something amazing. And I hate that people drag people that are successful. Like, another saying or thing that I've heard is, you never realize what is it? Like, you realize who your friends are when you become successful, because like the people that actually are there and want to see you do well are happy whenever you're successful. But whenever you're not doing well, people will be there and like pat you on the back and be like, you'll get through this, because they're like, well, you're not even going anywhere, so it doesn't matter. So I just think that it's really sad that like and here's the thing is, people notice this stuff. Like, you tell people this and they're like, yeah, it's such a shame, but it's like nobody changes. Like, people still slide up, and I mean, there's always going to be those people. If you're the kind of person that wants to please every single person, you'll never be happy, because you won't. And you can't please everybody. It's just true. I mean, it's a fact. Like, you just can't. Not everybody's gonna like you, and not everybody's gonna agree with what you believe in, and that's okay. I mean, you're valid to your own opinion. Life is too short to worry about things that are unchangeable. When you are not jealous of other people and are genuinely happy for people, you'll notice your life gets a lot better, and you're a lot happier about the things that you do. Whenever people are saying this stuff about me, I mean, like, even though I'm like, oh yeah, ignore it, like, you're still saying it to somebody. Like, somebody behind the screen is reading that, and that person has feelings. Like, it's not like you're saying it to me. Oh, because sometimes I think people think that, oh, I'm different because I have followers or something, but that doesn't make me any different than me and you, and I don't think that I'm special because I do, and I don't think that I'm any better than anybody else. And sorry if I come off that way, but, like, I've never really made it. Like, I've never really, made myself come off that way, at least that I think. And even that I know that like my close friends, like, they would let me know if I was being like that way. And I never want to make anybody feel bad because they don't have something, or because they're not at this point in their life where they're able to do this kind of stuff. Like, even as cheesy it is, like, as cheesy as it is, you can't compare somebody's chapters of their life to yours, because you might in 10 years be even big, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know where you're gonna be at, and I hate that people judge people by the stages in their life. Because just because I have followers and my own business doesn't mean everything's all like unicorns and rainbows, because I might have issues other places. I just might not show it. Everybody knows how Instagram works. You don't usually always show like the bad side of it. You always show the happy stuff. Graduating, birthdays, like new cars, friends. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna sit there and like complain about everything about your life. Just mean not everything is shown on social media, and you never know what somebody's going through. So I don't think that people should jump to conclusions and just be like, you're a horrible person because you didn't do this. Like, you don't know what's going on, and you don't know what that person's going through. It does matter what you say about people, and it matters how you treat people. So with these anonymous messaging things and Instagram and just, I mean, like, really, social media is sickening, because I watch all these people, like, when it comes to social media, there's so many girls, and on like their Finstas and their private stories and stuff, that are like, oh my gosh, like, I wish I was her, like, her body, like, meanwhile this person should just be fine with their body. It doesn't matter. And whenever you worry about your body, if you're worrying right now, if you're not happy where you are with the way that you look and the way that your life is, you'll never be happy whenever your life grows. Like, whenever you have, I'm trying to think of a way to say this, but if you're not happy where you're at in your life right now, physical, mentally, job-wise, you'll never be happy whenever new opportunities come. You'll never be like, oh my gosh, like, I've never realized I've grown so much, unless you're happy with where you are now. And a way that I compare this to is girls with their bodies. Like, they're never happy with the way that they look now. They just want to keep getting skinnier, or they want to have this like perfect image, or they want to like look a certain way. They want to be super built and stuff. But if you're not happy with the way you are now, you'll never be happy once you get there. Because I've noticed girls with like weight loss, and guys. I mean, I'm not saying that this is just a girl thing. I'm just kind of referring to, because I feel like most girls watch my videos, or more girls than guys watch my videos. But I'll notice that girls will be like, oh my gosh, okay, I can't wait to get my summer body on. They're like, oh yeah, I look horrible. But it's like, you have to learn to like yourself before you change. Because otherwise, you're still not gonna like yourself, even if you're 20 pounds thinner, or if you were gaining weight. Like, if you want to gain weight and you're like, oh, I'm too skinny and stuff like that, you have to be like, you have to love right now and where you're at now. When you're jealous of somebody, I feel like it doesn't really get any much lower than that. When somebody is jealous of you, whenever you see people being like, wow, like, for an example, I mean, there's always people that have to talk. They have to talk about something because they just can't get over themselves. And jealousy will ruin the opportunities that you have and the happiness that you have in this moment. So just being happy with where you're at and being happy with the things that you have. I mean, like, just because, like, I'm not a very jealous person. I mean, I'm not saying that I probably wouldn't be jealous of, like, I'm not saying that I've never been jealous at some point in my life, but I would just like to say that I'm never jealous whenever somebody gets stuff or opportunities. Like, I'm very happy for people, but like, for an example, whenever I got my car and starting my business, I've never seen so many people lash out on the fact that, like, I shouldn't have these opportunities and I shouldn't be doing this. Obviously, there's opportunities for everyone. Like, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have the same stuff later on, but by saying these things, you're bringing yourself down. Like, by saying these mean things, you're just bringing yourself down. And you're just hurting yourself in the long run, because by showing people that you're jealous of their things, it's showing that you would like to be like them. So if you're like, oh, like, it's not even that nice of a car, or saying like, oh, like, the clothing business isn't even that great, or whatever, you're just showing that person that you wish you were them. And so I'm not saying that every person is like this, and I'm not saying that every person is jealous or mean, obviously, because I do have a lot of great friends, and I even have like good Instagram friends. Like, I love the people that are kind to me, and I see it in every comment and every DM. I just want people to know that this life is just too short to worry about the hate and the jealousy and the competitiveness that people have against each other, because really, all you should be worried about is yourself and encouraging others. You shouldn't have to worry about, oh no, is this person gonna be upset because I got this and they got... It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just stuff. Stuff is just stuff. Cars lose their value, and clothes go out of style, and bags go out of style. I mean, like, and money. I mean, money's not gonna make you happy. Like, even the saying, like, people are so broke that all they have is money. It's true. There are people that all they have is money. here's a story of like things that I was kind of just shocked by. I was at McDonald's this week and I was in the drive-thru and this guy gave me my food and he's like, well, he gave me like some of my food and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go grab something. He's like, how are you? I was like, I'm good, how are you? And he like stopped and he just like looked at me and I was like, he's like, wow. He's like, and I said, what? And I was like, what's wrong? And he's like, people just aren't that nice on Mondays. And I'm like, what do you, and I was like, this is so sad. Like, asking you how you are, like, that's a normal thing. Like, you should ask somebody how they are when they ask you. Like, it's just kind gestures that you should do. I mean, like, I'm not saying you have to do, but those gestures go a long way. Like, for that guy, like, me asking how he was, like, who knew that that would have been such a big deal to him? Whenever it's like, oh yeah, you go through the drive-thru, you ask people how they are all the time, you meet somebody, you ask how they are. But that was a big deal because people don't do it that often. So just things by, like, I really don't take commenting on pictures lightly. I think it's a very big deal. I think that it's very nice of people to go out of their way and compliment you. And if people are so equal, if people are so like everyone's equal and stuff like that, then why are we mean to each other? Like, why do people have to slide up on stories and say stuff and be rude to each other? Because I just don't understand. Which I know that not everybody is like this. I know that there are some really genuine, nice people, especially that I know, and I know that comment on my stuff, and I see them and I am like, you are such a sweet person. Like, I mean, I don't want to give examples of people because I don't know if they want to, you know what I mean, be like on here, but there's some Instagram friends that I have that I've never met in like real life, but that I would say that are some of my best friends because they have always been like in my corner, supporting me. And that's what you want. You don't want to have friends that you're like, oh, I don't know if they're gonna be okay with me, you know what I mean, like doing stuff in my life, like moving on. Because when those people that don't want to see you go farther are usually not your friends. It's just the truth. It's not like, oh, I'm just trying to tell you like your friends aren't your friends. No, I mean, your friends should back you up. I mean, of course, if it's the right thing, should back you up through everything. So I know I've been rambling for 20 minutes right now. But my whole point of this whole conversation is just that life is too short to be mean to people. There's no reason to bring somebody down whatsoever. Even if somebody says something mean about you, you should just be nice to them because obviously they need it. Hurt people, and that's just it. I mean, like, you're not gonna have somebody be nice to you by being mean to them. And you're not gonna get something from being mean to somebody. This video is honestly a mess. But my point is, and I know that people hear this and it just goes through one ear and out the other, but really, by changing the way that you treat people and showing people kindness really goes a long way. I don't know where this video went, but all I have to say is I hope that somebody takes something out of this. If you watch this and you think somebody needs to hear it, I would just recommend sharing it to somebody because you never know what somebody's going through. That's all I have to say today. I know it was a lot of talking, but I just felt really led to make this video. I feel that somebody could hear it and probably really use it, even myself, because I was actually listening to a podcast this morning, just a random one, because I was like, you know, I need some kind of motivational, like, something, because it's just been, lately, my life has just been a little bit crazy, and it really just made me think, like, I need to make a video on this. Like, I know that not everybody watches my videos, and I know that, you know, like, it's kind of, I'm in and out of YouTube, like, all the time. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye, guys.